Hey, it's Atch from Lilian Wildlife Park, and this is our second exhibit and our third video in Lilian Wildlife Park, and this is our red fox exhibit. I will say this is slightly inspired by Zoo Tycoon 14's red fox exhibit. He's also in UKZ if you'd like to take a look. I believe it's Tierpark Köln or something European. But here I'm fiddling with the roofs and whatnot. I think I end up settling on some sort of, I think it was yeah, it was that glass roof right there. Um, but again, it's mildly to heavily inspired by that, but I think I did put my unique own twist on it. Um, so that's that, and then I'm adding in a little fence to put in some foliage in between the exhibit and the actual viewing area. And I'm fiddling around. I'm trying to find the red fox in here just so I can use the Zoopedia or whatever it's called in order to have a basis of where to start from. And then I fiddled with terrain painting for a little bit, and then I think I ended up deciding to just leave it until after I was done with the foliage and whatnot, since technically the foliage goes over the. I hate how the foliage, when you place it down, it makes its own terrain paint, and it drives me nuts. But because I always want to do the terrain paint beforehand, then I have to redo it, and I don't know why I do this to myself, but I do. So it's me. But I ended up not putting any water in. I was going to, but then I didn't. So uh, that's that. And then I have a few. I think I ended up putting tropical savanna in there to represent some sort of bedding or hay of some sort. It's a little interior exhibit. Um, that's not the final terrain painting, I promise. It looks terrible. I was just kind of fiddling around with it trying to get a basis, but and I put some little dead stuff in because I don't think that you would want a, you know, actual things. But that's a chain link fence, so I was worried they would climb, so I put a glass roof because their nails could probably get into the chain link, and it probably wouldn't be too hard to climb with how short it is. I was looking at mushrooms trying to find out if they're poisonous or not because I was wanting to put some in, but I ended up just putting it on the outside because I was like, I don't want to poison uh, my foxes. Please don't. So I didn't. There I am putting some foliage in, some plants. I really do like those gorse bushes. They're beautiful. But I end up again. This I was planning on this being final, but it ended up not being the final version because of the terrain painting. Because when I did all the outside terrain painting on the outside of the exhibit, or all the plants on the outside of the exhibit, it ruined it, and I was sad. I was so bad. But I put a little platform in there and I ended up using a short one and then a tall one on the inside. So that's that. The two foxes we house here are Earl, like a fancy. I don't know. I just named him Earl, and Give me a second. It started with an SH. Uh, Shayleen or something like that. No, yeah, Shayleen. 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 I don't know, but I'm putting a lot of pet toys in, like the kind you see for a dog, because I noticed that a lot of the care manuals are for caring for red foxes as a pet, and they recommend squeaky toys and whatnot, like you would get for a dog. So I used kind of something similar, and there's my mushrooms. I forgot to put some over there, so I put some over there. And then I added some in the corner there. You're gonna see a lot of mushrooms. I'm sorry if you don't like mushrooms, but you're gonna see a lot of them, so might as well leave now. Then I'm putting in some plants on the outside, some trees. I end up tying this in with the entrance as far as as far as plants go. I end up putting it in. Now, what really frustrated me is right around where the entrance is, I can't put any plants because it just doesn't like me. I might just fill it in with path at some point just to make it not look so blank. Um, it is kind of frustrating. You'll see what I mean later, but here I am putting in more and more plants and more. Can't have enough plants, but and some goldenrod and wildflowers and They're beautiful. But, and then you see how I'm connecting it a little bit. Adding foliage around in between the entrance and the red fox exhibit. I'm pretty much done with the red fox exhibit at this point. So that's that. And then I end up trying to add plants. So you see how it keeps putting it red, and it's like, why can't I make it closer? I want to make more. But nope, it doesn't like me, so. But that's that. And I think we're almost to the end here, but I think I have a few more minutes. Yep, I have to terrain paint, refill in the terrain paint, because it's very frustrating. Apparently, the terrain paint in foliage hates me, because whenever I put down plants, it overrides my terrain paint, and it drives me nuts. But I shall live. I shall live, somehow. But there I am redoing the terrain paint inside the exhibit and whatnot. And we're almost to the end here, so bye guys! Hello guys, and here of course is our real-time section. Apparently Alba can't reach the watering dish. I will deal with that later, probably using a hack to delete that notification. But here is Shayleen, I'm never going to remember that name, and Earl and Shayleen. And they are adorable. I love them. And I don't know how we got leaves in here, but we did, so. And then there's our little watering and food dish. I'm actually quite fond of this area. And then you can see the animals from the outside of the exhibit. Actually, the plants get in the way a little bit. Well, actually, they're in there, so I don't know how I would know that. I think you'd be able to see them. Yeah, you'd be able to see them. But that's that. And they're right there. And they're beautiful. And then I also have a little burrow here for them to get into. And that's that. Thanks, guys. Bye.